Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Wildy here with another episode of Relationship Status, where we talk about all things young love. Today we're gonna have a little bit of a different episode. Typically I have people here. I'm like interviewing a couple or I have a panel, but I'm by myself. I'm on my ones. I was actually supposed to do a blind date today and they canceled. So I decided to do a different type of segment today. We're gonna be talking about some trending topics instead, some things that a lot of people are talking about on the internet right now. All right. One of them is a guy who likes to dance. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, recent show that this guy just did with a female. So we're gonna go into that. A couple other topics that we have to talk about, and then we're gonna end it off by answering some Q&A. All right, you guys on board? Let's do it. Before we get started, please smash that like button and press subscribe, because I'm that guy. I'm just kidding, that's not it. But like, it helps my channel grow. I really appreciate it, and you'll be a good person. So you can just press the like button like right now. Press it right now. Also, you can leave a comment. We want to hear from you. What are some things that like you guys are like interested in hearing about when it comes to like young relationships? I got married when I was 23. I've been in a relationship for about 5 or 6 years now. I should probably know that off heart. 5 to 6 years. And, I've got a lot of experience and love to share any advice that I can. So if you guys have any things that you're interested in hearing about, you're dating, on Hinge, you're doing all these things and you're struggling, or you're in a relationship and you just have some questions, feel free to throw it my way. Happy to answer it. One last thing before we get into the show. This show is sponsored by, just kidding. Not sponsored. I only have 270 subscribers. This is a book called How to Be Intelligent Without Being Stupid. Okay, it's available on Amazon. It was written by my dad. It is actually a fantastic book. It's about values. And what it really kind of encompasses is you can be the smartest person in the room intellectually, right? But if you can't control your emotions, then how intelligent are you really, right? A lot of people that are very smart make bad decisions because they can't control their emotions, despite the fact that they are super intelligent. So this book is really, really good at breaking down what it is, what it takes to be able to kind of get to the next level of intelligence, which is emotional intelligence and not just standard and intellectual intelligence. One of the major concepts I like about this book is called DPR, Desired Positive Result. Basically what it means is that in any situation that you are, that you're in, if you ask yourself, what is the DPR? You'll typically end up making the right decision because it helps you focus on what the end goal is. And sometimes our emotions distract from that. So DPR is a great way to anchor yourself back to reality. But let's get to the show. All right. First topic. We're going to talk about a man that has had some history. That's my wife laughing in the back. All right. Because she knows I have some problems with this person that we're talking about. All right. He is known for this rubbish, bro. He's known for this. I'm going to yell. I have to yell because I feel emotional. He's known for this, man. And y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Y'all just watched that Super Bowl? That halftime show? When he was doing all the things with Kiki Palmer, everybody was like, When he was grabbing that, right? Oh, yeah, sweetie, oh, no problem. Come on, like, Now Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats wife? A wife. In case you guys don't know, the major problem about this show, or a major problem about what happened, on that show. All right, they were dancing, the performance was okay, everybody was doing their own thing, right? And then in the end, Usher goes ahead and grabs this woman, but he doesn't just grab her. He embraces her. You know that contact was pretty close. And what I mean by pretty close, I mean like they were in sync. The Boondocks, that Boondocks episode, bruh, is one of the things that has aged very well. That's exactly what's going on today. They've been making jokes about this, man. Y'all been defending him. Oh, it's just like Usher does. Oh, it's just his concert. Oh, that's just his vibe. No. That is infidelity, my guy. What? No. Look, I know a lot of people gonna say, oh, why are you so insecure? Let your girl go have fun and all that. But listen, people, it's 2024. Y'all know what's going on the internet. Boundaries are being crossed in relationships left and right. And we're just taking that as a society. It's not right. It's not right. All right. We are like, listen, if you're married, bro, like save your body for your spouse. Like, don't be letting a man grind up all on you on stage. And he's known for this. So you know he's doing it out of lust. That's not like he's known for this. Look, comment in the chat what you think about the Usher situation, man. Comment in the chat because listen, I've been saying this thing about Usher. I've been saying this thing. I like I listen to his music. I'm like, I'm dancing, but I've been saying about this. So let me know what you guys think about it. But listen, this guy, he has to be stopped, bro. And he got married that same night. Like, what's up with that? He gonna hug on the girl, grind, and then get married the same night?
That's true.
It doesn't make no sense to me. All right, I gotta move on because I get a little too emotional about this guy. All right, okay. Next thing we're gonna talk about Dessi Banks and his ex-girlfriend. So this is an interesting one. Basically, he was on Club Shay Shay, a couple days ago, and he revealed the story about how his girl basically didn't believe in him at a point in time after what he was doing. And I'll allow the clip play here so you guys can see a little bit of what he was saying.
Where an ex put you out.
Oh yeah.
So tell that story.
Yeah, that's when I was first, in my beginning stages of, really chasing my dream of comedy. At the time, I felt like she didn't believe in my dream and my goals. I used to want her to support me so much. I thought there was going to be a woman I was going to be with. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of stuff with her. You know what I'm saying? Every dime that I got, where I was working, I gave to her. The only thing I wanted to do was get me a haircut and pay my cell phone bill so I could, shoot my video.
Right.
But I felt like at the time, the money, it wasn't coming fast enough.
Right.
It wasn't there. So she went to, you need to get a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. Well, I can't do this no more. So you might have to, go do something else. So it sent me to my grandmama's house. You know what I'm saying? So I was staying with my grandma for a little minute. And at that moment.
But that happened at late at night. That was like.
Yeah. Like.
So she put you out like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like I cried. Like I cried. I was crying already. Like, when you chasing something, man, you trying to make this work. And man, I remember this like yesterday, bro. Like, I was trying to talk to her. She was like, boy, if you don't go to sleep. I was like, what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, okay. And that made me cry even harder. So I just walked in the living room and I was just like, damn. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
All right. So you guys have watched the video now. You've seen a little bit about what he had to say about the situation. Here's my take. And I think I'm going to talk about this from the girl's perspective first. All right. Because I think that it's important, right? Me as a guy, if I come out and start talking about the guy's situation, I don't want people to start thinking that, he's just berating on the girl. All right. So listen, I actually understand both sides, right? There's an element of understanding, I think, that is supposed to be subscribed to each side. Now, as a woman in a relationship, what are you looking for out of your man? Provision, security, right? Especially as a grown man, if you can't provide those things, a lot of the times, unfortunately, she doesn't have the same vision that you have for yourself, right? So it's a little harder, like, yes, you want to have an anchor. Yes, you want to have a support. Like everybody prays for a woman like that. But it really depends on the situation. Like, what if Dessi didn't have a job at the time? It didn't sound like he did. Right? It sounded like he was kind of doing full-fledged social media. I may be wrong about that. But even if he did, maybe like the money that he was providing wasn't enough, for what they needed. And, at that age, she's looking at other women her age who have men who are doing this in investment banking, who are doing this in consulting, who are doing this in working in sports and all that, right? And like, she is the only one there kind of fending for herself, right? And I don't know if she has children or not. I haven't read too much into the situation, but that could also play a factor, right? And so when the woman doesn't feel like she has that security and you also are not doing a good enough job of reassuring her that, right, that you're going to be with her in this situation that you, right, like, it may be a little difficult for her to be able to cope with that for many, many years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just months, right? Like, we're talking about years that she was there with him doing this. So I understand a little bit about, like, you know, maybe why she would have done what she did. However, look, like, if you're with someone and you're with someone, right? Like, this is why a relationship is actually a relationship. You're not dating. You know what I mean? Like, or even if you're dating, right? Like, if you're in a really solid relationship, you're supposed to be the backbone for that person to a certain extent, in my opinion, right? Like, if you know somebody is chasing their dreams, right? And you know someone has a gift, they have a talent, and that's what they want to do with their life. Like, that's what you signed up for. It's not like he told you that after a year or nothing. Like, maybe, like, this is exactly who he's been. Desi's been making social media for a long time. I remember him on Vine. I used to watch his stuff. He was funny. Yeah, that was hella funny. He's talking about, he's been talented. And, you know, at the end of the day, a man also is gonna, especially in these tough times, like, if you look at every person who is famous now in comedy, like, they always had that homeless story. They had that time where they were struggling, right? So you have to know what the person is going, like, you have to understand, like, when you sign up for a relationship, you're taking a whole package, right? All that person's dreams, aspirations included. And so for me, that staying power is one of the most important things in a relationship. And if you don't have the power to stay, then you can't reap the benefits. That's all I got to say. Now, listen, on the Dessi side, I understand, right? Like, where he's also coming from too. Like, he's in a situation now, right? Like, at the time, he's looking at his girl like, you're supposed to be my anchor, right? And I'm here chasing my dreams. I'm here doing this for my family. I'm on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I left my old job earlier. You know, there was a job I was working that, you know, was paying me a lot more. And now I'm doing something else that can afford me to kind of do what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I took a little bit of a hit, but it's because I'm chasing my dreams. You know what I'm saying? And so I can understand and relate where Dessi is, like, coming from, right? He's in a situation at that time where he is trying to get to where he's trying to go. And that means he's got to make certain sacrifices. That means he can't work certain jobs. That means he can't do certain things for his family that he wish he could. But that's because it's called an investment, right? He's sowing every day into his life so he can reap benefits. Now, Dessi, I mean, it all depends on how that situation went at the time. Like, if you weren't reassuring your girl, if you weren't doing what you could to at least make sure that, you know, the money could make ends meet, right? To provide enough so that you can still be the man, even though you're chasing your dreams, right? There's a balance that needs to be had in life. You're going to chase your dreams, but that also means that you got to do it with a little bit of caution, right? Especially if you're in a relationship, especially if you're responsible for people. So I don't know. I wasn't there. But my take on the situation is that it always depends, right? A lot of this stuff depends. What I do know for sure, though, is that, listen, there's a time where you give up on someone. And that's what I think that she kind of did on him. I mean, if you kick someone out in the house at 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning and he had to go stay with his grandma, I mean, do you know how shameful that is for a man? You're not going to make millions and come back and be like, hey, I made the millions. No. Like, he's looking at you like you gave up on me. I know I wasn't the best person. I know I didn't provide in a way. That's the men aren't perfect. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? A relationship is not going to be perfect. A relationship is going to have a lot of ups and downs. But the most important thing is to stay faithful to your partner no matter what. Right? And that's one thing I think our generation is missing. We're not faithful. We want to find someone who could provide now. We want to find someone who's going to be there for me now. What happened to building a life together? You're going to be here for the next 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Who cares if you can't provide for the next 5 years? That's just what I'm saying. I mean, 5 years is kind of crazy. I mean, like, hey, let's say you can't provide for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Hey, 5 years is not that long, man. So I think that, I mean, I don't know. It depends on the situation. I don't want to be insensitive. 5 years could be a long time. But like I said, relationships are about being faithful with each other. You got to work it out together. I don't think the answer ever is quitting and giving up on that person, especially in that shameless way. So, yeah, that's what I have to say on that. I'm really happy for Dessi. I'm glad he's in his place now. It's sad, though, to see what happened in his relationship with his girl. Because, I mean, if she had stayed, I mean, she's going to be reaping a lot of benefits right now. Too bad, so sad. All right, next one. This is a topic that I think is super interesting. I know y'all have been tuning in. And if you have not, once you're done watching this, please go and watch this. Her name is Reesa Teesa, I believe. She's like releasing this series on TikTok right now. I think it's a 40-part series. I'm on part 8. Or is it part 9? My wife and I are watching it right now. We're following it. It is really crazy. Essentially, here's a synopsis so far of what we got from the story. she got married to this man, right? So give you context. She's like, I don't know, like in her mid 40s, right? She's a black woman in Atlanta. I think she was in a previous marriage. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong, but I think she was in a previous marriage. And now she's looking to get with a guy. She wants to settle down. She meets this guy. And, you know, everything's going great at first. Like he has all the right qualities. Like he's a fun person to be around, etc. And he like does manly stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like the perfect guy. He's like 6'4", 6'5", right? And he ends up being a pathological liar. Apparently, everything that he says to her is a lie. They end up getting married. She ended up having a kid with this man. And the whole time he was making all these, all these pieces of evidence that kind of pointed that, oh, like he wasn't lying, like this is the truth. But the whole time this man was telling a fib. That's crazy. Now, I want to tell my take on the situation. Look, I really feel for her, man. Like that's sad as hell. To be that age, to have that kind of thing happen to her is sad as hell. Look, you guys have to put this in context, man. Think about it. She's like a mid 40-year-old woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she doesn't have a man yet. Basically, like, what's that? What she's saying? Like, what she's feeling in that moment is, oh, damn, I got friends who settled down. I got friends who got kids. Like, you know, I don't have that much. I mean, yeah, she's got a long life ahead of her, but, you know, her fertile years, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to be young and enjoy marriage while she still can, you know what I'm saying? In the youth that she has left. And for all of you out there that are blaming her and telling her that, like, oh, how could she not have seen this coming? It was so obvious. There were so many signs. Listen, y'all have to put this thing in context, man. She's probably like in her late 30s. She probably wants to settle. I mean, she definitely wanted to settle down, you know what I'm saying? Get some kids, you know what I mean? Like at that age, it's the perfect thing to do. And like, that's exactly what she wanted to do, right? So she obviously is making everything in her mind, like, maybe a little bit more positive, trying to remove all like the doubt so that she can kind of just move on with her life and, you know, make this relationship work. And, like I personally see where she's coming from. I see why she got misled. So it's definitely not an easy situation. I really don't blame her. Yes, like there were a lot of obvious signs. Yes, there was a lot of things that she could have done to catch this thing. You know, before damage got, you know, could have, or a lot more damage could have been done. But at the end of the day, right, she's not in that mindset. But like, I don't know. I have a couple questions. Like, where was her family? Like, she must have just not been talking to her mom or her sister about any of these things. I feel like if I was her brother and she told me an inkling of the things that this man was doing, I would have, if you don't get him out of, if you don't get him out of there, what is he doing? Right? Like the way he even proposed to her. I mean, y'all gotta watch this thing. I'm only on part 8. Y'all gotta watch this thing. It is crazy. Slamming the ring on the table. I guess we married now. Who the hell does that? Who the hell? You know what I'm saying? And there's still 30 more parts. You didn't leave right there. I mean, okay, sorry. I'm not judging. I'm sorry. I'm not just saying. But like, if she was telling me about this, like, I would have been like, that's wild. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all got to go watch this thing. I'm going to keep watching it. I'll let y'all know what I think about the rest of it. But for now, look, I kind of understand where she's coming from. I kind of understand why she like was in that situation. Like she's trying to make it work because, you know, the age she's at, like what she wants to do at this time. And, but yeah, look, these things are not as simple as it seems, guys. So stop acting like you're in her shoes. Stop acting like you know what it's like, because you don't. There's a couple reasons why a man is going to close himself off from you, especially when he's stressed out. The first one is